is waiting.
All right, one moment.
Francois.
Yeah?
Murder! No! Justice!
In what way did he wrong you?
He killed my wife! With his dirty hands, he gave her fever. Childbed fever.
But you can't blame a doctor for that.
Here, read this.
Louis Pasteur. Now, who is he?
He is a menace to science. The shooting of Dr. Francois proves it. Now, monsieur, if Pasteur is allowed to continue, he will make the practice of medicine unsafe for us physicians and surgeons of France. You have all read the pamphlet.
Louis Pasteur?
He isn't even a doctor, sire. He's a mere chemist.
A chemist? You don't say.
You remember a few years ago he was the cause of a slight controversy on the subject of sour wine?
Oh, yes, I recall.
He claimed to have found little animals in it, infinitesimal beasts.
But are there such creatures? Do they really exist?
Your Majesty, microscopic organisms have long been observed. They spring into being of their own accord wherever there's putrid matter or fermentation. They're the result rather than the cause of disease. By heating wine to certain temperature, Monsieur Pasteur was able to destroy them. I presume he plans to cure blood poisoning in the same manner, namely by boiling our blood.
Heaven forbid.
It's not unlikely, I assure you.
But I won't have it, Charbonnet. I won't tolerate such practices. We're not living in the Middle Ages. This is France, Paris, the 19th century.
I think Monsieur Pasteur should be allowed to defend himself.
But, Your Majesty,
I too have read the pamphlet, Dr. Charbonnet. It said nothing about boiling blood, merely to boil the instruments that you surgeons use.
Your Majesty, if I did anything so absurd as to boil my instruments or scrub my hands, they'd think I was a witch doctor resorting to charms and laugh me out of the hospital.
That would be a novelty, monsieur. Most people who go to hospitals are carried out, dead.
Yes, Charbonnet. Why?
Because our criminal disregard of germs and their power to invade the bloodstream is causing a death rate in childbirth alone of 3 out of every 10 mothers. Or in the city of Paris, over 20,000 innocent and helpless women annually. This being the case, gentlemen, I leave it to you to decide which of us should be called murderer. I know what they'll say to that. Give us proof. Proof. As if the dead and dying weren't proof enough of their stupidity.
But, Louis, you can't be sure. You haven't found the germ.
Oh!
Yes?
How about those slides? Do they show anything?
58th test, all negative.
And yours?
Here is one with a few short chains.
Ah, let me see it. According to Semmelweis, there has never been a case of childbed fever unless the doctor or midwife had been in recent contact with another victim of the disease. What luck? Nothing definite. Try again.
Again?
Yes, again, again, and again. Remember our aim. Find the microbe, kill the microbe.
Come, Pasteur. Tell us precisely what you mean.
Sire, The hospitals of Paris are pest houses. There's scarcely a doctor in the city who's not carrying death on his hands and instruments.
Because of microbes, monsieur? Your private menagerie of invisible beasts?
Exactly. Dr. Charbonnet could see them for himself. If he took the trouble to use his microscope, he could watch them multiply into murderous millions. They breed in filth. They may start from the gutters of Paris tonight and by tomorrow claim some mother from this very court.
Preposterous. To think that a human being could be destroyed by an animal 10,000 times smaller than a flea. It's as though an army of ants were to overthrow your Majesty's empire. Is it not true that you are the author of a pamphlet which caused the death of a noted physician, and also that you practice medicine of a kind?
I don't practice medicine. I'm trying to put a stop to the negligence of those who do.
Pasteur, in the preservation of wine and beer, you have been of service to France. We appreciate it. In future, you will confine your work to that field. It is my wish, nay, my command, that if you have any more theories to offer, you will first present them in writing to the Academy of Medicine, which is the proper guardian of our national health.
Sire, what about the pamphlet he's already written?
As for that pamphlet, monsieur, you will publish immediate retraction or suffer my displeasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tribute that we render Pasteur on this occasion is small indeed compared to the countless millions who will honor his memory in generations to come. The vaccines for anthrax and hydrophobia are great accomplishments, but even greater still, I believe, is the fact that thousands of people will be saved from unnecessary death from infection. And mothers need no longer fear surgery or childbirth.
In the name of France, I greet you.
Monsieur Pasteur, I greet you in the name of humanity.
Lister. Great Lister.
From His Imperial Majesty, the Tsar of all Russia, with profoundest gratitude. I have no words to express.
You young men, doctors and scientists of the future, do not let yourselves be tainted by a barren skepticism, nor discouraged by the sadness of certain hours that creep over nations. Do not become angry at your opponents
For no scientific theory has ever been accepted without opposition. Live in the serene peace of libraries and laboratories. Say to yourselves first, what have I done for my instruction? And as you gradually advance, what am I accomplishing? Until the time comes when you may have the immense happiness of thinking that you have contributed in some way to the welfare and progress of mankind.